Let me guess, you've tried everything to overcome your challenges with emotional eating, binge eating, chronic dieting, and the like. I know how frustrating this is, and that's why I've made this video to help you understand the connection between your vagus nerve and your relationship with food. So let's begin with a very brief but useful explanation of the vagus nerve. It is otherwise known as the 10th cranial nerve, and it is the longest nerve of the autonomic nervous system. It interfaces with the parasympathetic control of many systems of the body, such as the heart, the lungs, and the digestive tract. Now, thanks to the work of Stephen Porges, we now understand that this nerve has a left and a right branch that controls the state of our nervous system. Very simply stated, the three states of our nervous system are, first of all, the ventral vagal. This is your state of calm, social, safe, ready for life. This state is characterized by a sense of safety, connection with self, and social engagement. In this state, you feel relatively relaxed, able to adapt to your environment, and flexible. This state is also the state in which you feel most capable of connecting meaningfully with others. The sympathetic state is all about mobilization for the sake of survival. In this state, otherwise known as fight or flight, your body's responses are activated, preparing you to respond to threats. You may feel stressed, anxious, and even hypervigilant in this state. The third state is the dorsal vagal state, sometimes referred to as the shutdown or freeze. In this state, you feel extremely overwhelmed. It is characterized by immobilization and shutdown responses. The body feels intense levels of stress and reacts by triggering a cascade of physiological responses that are geared towards survival. When you're experiencing this state, you may notice numbness, disassociation, and disconnection. Now, many people spend a lot of time in the dorsal vagal shutdown without even realizing it because you've become normalized to this state of being. Some of the typical indicators are a sudden loss of energy or motivation, decreased heart rate and blood pressure, shallow, slowed breathing, a sense of detachment, and maybe an inability to follow through on needed tasks. You may also notice the desire or the need to distance from others. Now, it's well understood that early experiences of trauma and the lack of having well-attuned caregivers can dysregulate the nervous system, leading to a susceptibility for the system to shift into dorsal vagal shutdown. Now, it isn't that any of these states are bad, good or bad, right? They're all important and they serve us well in some cases. Our nervous system states are only problematic when we get stuck in them and are unable to resource ourselves and shift back into that ventral vagal safety, connection, curiosity, resilience, because that's where we want to spend most of our time. So you may be thinking, okay, but how does all of this relate to my emotional or my binge eating? Well, eating food has a profound impact on your nervous system. Chewing and swallowing activates the vagus nerve, which can bring about a sense of comfort and safety. And food, especially high carb foods, give your brain a hit of feel-good dopamine. So in short, food is a powerful regulator of your nervous system and can help you shift from dorsal vagal shutdown or sympathetic back into your state of ventral vagal calm aliveness. Understanding your nervous system and the signs and signals that help you recognize which state you're in can help you use other tools besides food to self-regulate, find emotional resilience, and reconnect to your state of calm and safety. If you have other tools that you can turn to consistently, you can end the need for emotional eating. The answer is never to deny or push down your needs, but instead to find adaptive ways to meet them. Now, being in a state of dysregulation is very uncomfortable. So it's only natural that we would seek something outside of ourselves to help bring us back to the sense of regulation. And this is where tools and strategies for working with your nervous system can come in. In my Freedom from Emotional Eating program, I teach a number of modalities for helping you reconnect with your body and regulate your system. The most valuable tool I've discovered is somatic experiencing. These exercises can activate the ventral vagal branch of the nervous system and promote safety, calm, well-being, and regulation. Now, somatic experiencing is not complex per se, but it does require a person to be present in the moment and in their body. So it can feel initially very challenging as you learn to be aware and mindful and respectful of your body and the experience it's having in the moment. This is one of the reasons why I have a 40 exercise somatic experiencing library in my program. Learning by doing is important when developing practices and experiential tools like somatic experiencing. What I really want you to understand understand in this video is that learning to regulate your system through somatic-based modalities, it eliminates the need for you to turn to food to do that for you. You most likely learned to turn to food at a time when you were young. You didn't have other resources, and food served an important purpose. But you're older and wiser now, and you can employ other tools and strategies that support you better than food. So as we wrap up our discussion on how the vagus nerve relates to emotional eating, I want to share 2 tools with you that you can start working with today. Now, one point I always want to make sure with respect to all exercises meant to calm and regulate the nervous system is this. Your experience is going to be very individual. What works amazingly well for one person may be a huge failure to another. What works for you in certain circumstances may not work for you in a different situation. So the only way to figure out what will help you is to try it on and see. Now, one of the main ways you can stimulate the vagus nerve is through slow belly breathing. Now, without assigning too many do's or don'ts, I'm just going to invite you to simply start by closing your eyes and noticing your breath. No need to change anything. Just become familiar with your breathing. Notice the depth of your breath. Is it shallow? Does it only fill the upper part of your lungs, or does it go deeper, reaching more into your belly? What about the pace, or what we call the rate of respiration? Is your breathing on the faster side or on the slower side? And once you gather a sense of where your breathing is, you can start to explore what does it feel like to slow it down a bit and allow it to deepen. Rather than forcing your breath into any particular pattern or number of seconds for the inhale or exhale, see if you can find a rhythm that's comfortable for you in this moment. And you can do this exercise as long as it feels good, and then take a moment to just see what you notice. What, if anything, was the impact on your system as a result of slowing and deepening your breath? The second vagus nerve stimulation practice I'll offer you is ear massage. So I'm going to invite you to start by placing your index finger behind the bottom back part of your ear. You'll notice a little valley there. And from there, simply massage from the bottom of your ear up to the top, close to your head. You've got your thumb in the back and your fingers in the front. Move up and down the ear and just explore where the ear attaches to the skull. You can explore the external ear canal as well. And as you do this, simply notice how it feels and what else you sense in the body. You might feel a release of tension, a softening in the belly or the heart. You might feel a change in temperature. You might feel nothing at all, and that's completely normal. Exercises like these to bring safety and regulation, they're best performed when you first start to notice that you're becoming dysregulated. Our tools become less and less effective as we go deeper into states of dysregulation. Now, that doesn't mean we shouldn't still try them or that they're completely ineffective when we're dysregulated, but only that it's more helpful to foster awareness of your system throughout the day and regularly turn to your practices to help your system stay as close as it can to the ventral vagal calmness. Learning to work with your nervous system is a really key factor in overcoming emotional eating. And I've created a free series of resources that explore this topic, as well as the other 2 essential keys to end unwanted behaviors with food and find freedom. And you can download these free gifts by using the link below this video. I really look forward to your questions and your comments about this video. And as always, thanks for spending time with me.